It's a brand new year, so we're going to start off with a huge video, and that is our Team of the Year investment guide. Now I know we did just get headliners yesterday, but I always want to throw the Team of the Year guide kind of out a little bit earlier, just because it's something that's always in the back of everyone's mind, and of course it is the next promo after headliners. Now last year we ended up getting our Team of the Year promo a week after headliners ended, which was on the 22nd of January. And obviously this year, it looks like the promo is literally going to be right on track. We have headliners starting today on the 31st, ending on about the 13th. So I'd imagine there might be like a week gap from headliners into obviously Team of the Year. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new as we push on to 10K. So let's start off here with our guide, what to expect for Team of the Year. So if you guys don't know what Team of the Year is, essentially it is the best 11 players from throughout the entire year based on kind of a vote. The vote, it doesn't really matter what the vote ends up. It just ends up being the best 11, of course. So last year, this is what we ended up getting for Team of the Year. And it was a really nice team, and we also end up getting a 12th man as well at the end. What we get basically is all these cards go into packs. They're all really high rated versions. Now last year they didn't end up being the highest rated. They ended up being about 97, 98 rated. And then their highest rated card ended up being during Team of the Season, which was obviously a switch from the previous year. So like I said, last year, Team of the Year didn't actually start until the 22nd. It's when the first kind of cards came out. Now, I believe the vote started about a week earlier. Regardless, though, it doesn't really matter. The previous years, we actually ended up getting it about January 6th, 7th, or 8th, like right at the beginning of January. So obviously, it's a bit of a change. It's confirmed it is coming out later this year. And what it does is it releases in batches. So first off, we're going to get the attackers. So as you guys can see here is Team of the Year Mbappe from last year. He had a really sick card. He came out on the Friday, January 22nd, where KDB, his Team of the Year, along with the other midfielders, ended up coming out on a Sunday, and I believe defenders were a few days after as well. So as I said, the players that do get in are based off a vote, which we'll likely get before Team of the Year starts. I'd imagine it'll either come out week 2 of the headliners promo, if not right after, and we'll get a little gap in between like we had gotten before. But essentially, guys, that's all it really is. Now there obviously is way more nominees, and we always tend to get these nominee cards or whatever. Last year these nominee cards weren't really used for anything, they were just used for the voting. However, in FIFA 20 we actually got a whole team of Team of the Year nominees, which again, that wouldn't really surprise me if EA were to drop that maybe a week before or something cool like that, something to kind of switch up the market already. We also do tend to get objectives and SBCs during the promo. However, the objective players tend to be those nominee cards. Last year we got them with those like kind of special version blues. Nothing crazy. Obviously we're not going to get a Team of the Year as an objective or an SBC, but we do also get the 12th man in the Team of the Year squad, which is basically the fan favorite player that ends up getting in. I want to say last year it was Neymar. I might be wrong on that, but it really wasn't anything crazy. And then we also end up getting Team of the Year moments, or little SBC players or whatever that get into SBCs, of course. So obviously the big question kind of arises here is what can we kind of prepare? How can we invest? What can we do market wise to get ready? Now I'm gonna throw the disclaimer out there. Obviously you guys already know this market is way different from anything we've ever seen before. Every day we get a lot of packs, and I'd imagine with obviously Team of the Year coming, I wouldn't be surprised to see EA go really hard on these tradable stuff and on the packs and stuff. So for me, guys, the market is going to move pretty crazily, kind of heading into this period. Now, in previous FIFAs, we sometimes saw a bit of a crash, kind of heading into the promo period, I guess we can say. And other times we have seen just nothing happen. Now, in FIFA 20, what we ended up seeing on a lot of cards, especially the special cards and cards that could be getting Team of the Year cards, we saw a huge dip on their special cards. If we go and take a look at KDB from just FIFA 20, what you'll see happen to his card in FIFA 20 is way different to what you'll see happen to his cards in FIFA 21. So if we go here and take a look at the KDB from obviously FIFA 20, you see that his Team of the Year card came out much earlier. It dropped on the 6th of January, which was very early. Now, I don't know if he came into packs a day or two later. I know they drop obviously all the positions at different times, but go and take a look at what happened to his inform cards ahead of FIFA 20. Now for me, I don't think this is really going to happen in FIFA 22 just because this market's more similar to how the FIFA 21 market was. But in January, you're going to see this period right here. In the lead up to FIFA, the FIFA Team of the Year, you saw this kind of big dip happen. And once these cards did get their Team of the Year, these cards ended up rising for weeks on end. Like they rose for a long time. You can make a serious amount of coins on this. Now, personally, I don't think this is going to happen. I think we're going to follow more of the trend of what happened in FIFA 21. Now, if we go and take a look at a special card here, now his only special card before his Team of the Year card came out was this UCL Road to the Knockout card. Now, obviously, this is just a special card. It's basically just like an informed version of him. But what you'll see happen to his card here is go and take a look here. His card literally actually rises throughout the time into it. Now, I don't know if this was just due to investment. I feel like a lot of people were expecting similar things to what happened in FIFA 20, where people were kind of hoping that this dip would come during the crash period before kind of, this huge rise afterwards. And obviously we did not get that. Now, the week before Team of the Year, we knew it was coming. We actually did see a bit of a dip on this card. He dropped down to as low as like 400k on both consoles. And when Team of the Year did come out and he was actually added into packs, he ended up going up about 40, 50k. That's about it. He really didn't move much more after that. And you'll see the same thing kind of happen with the golds. And this year, I think the golds would just continue to die. I don't think there'll be any kind of rise on these gold cards after Team of the Year. I think really they just start to die even more. Now, last year, you guys have to keep in mind, a lot more people actually ended up getting the Team of the Year cards. And what I mean by that is literally everybody got a Team of the Year last year. I think I got 2 Team of the Year Trent Alexander-Arnolds. And before this, in the past 4 FIFAs, I've only packed 1 Team of the Year since. So a lot of people were getting these kind of Team of the Year cards. Now you see the gold card, he only drops down here. So for golds, I don't think they're ever a touch. I would never, ever even think about going after some of these cards. But seriously, look how low some of these cards opened up. Mbappe was only at like 5-7 mil. This card was insane at the time period. But a lot of people were really starting to pack these cards. And I think this is going to be something that happens this year too. I think a lot of people are going to see a lot more supply on these cards. Now, what does this do in return? This is going to drop a lot of cards down. You're not going to see special cards really rise if a lot of people are packing the Team of the Year cards. Now, Mbappe is not really a great example of this just because he sat at such a high price. But if we take a look at someone like Trent Alexander-Arnold from last year, his Team of the Year was obviously much more affordable compared to Mbappe because his card was under 1 mil. So if we go and take a look at the 94 Team of the Year card right here, you're going to see how low this card really opened up. And now the defenders, they obviously came out a little bit at a different time. These cards came out on the 26th, so the Tuesday. But you'll see this card started out at about 1 mil, and about a few weeks later, he was under that point. So if these cards are going to start out very, very low, it just makes people want to actually use these cards because obviously these are the best versions of them. If we get all these Team of the Year cards at these cheap prices, people will just buy them instead of the other versions, instead of buying, whatever other cards or whatever icons at the prices that they are. Likely they'll just buy this card instead of them, causing other prices to kind of drop down. So it depends how much supply comes on for Team of the Year, because if the Team of the Year cards are rare, they'll be more expensive, and therefore the market and other alternatives will go up. So it's very hard for me to want to invest in cards, especially meta cards, heading into this promo period. But let's take a look at Trent's other version of his card, because obviously, he didn't get anything crazy at the time, but he was a card that actually moved a lot. And because this card was a little bit cheaper, there was much more movement on this card. So you'll actually see with his card, unlike KDB's and unlike Mbappe's other versions, when he came out for Team of the Year, this other card actually started to rise up a little bit, only to about 180-ish K before he kind of flattened out at this price and came down. So guys, you have to be careful of what cards you buy, because obviously some might be good, some might be bad. Now, I guess for a right back, 1 mil is very expensive, I guess. But many people were actually using that Team of the Year Trent at midfield too, I want to say. So I guess, it kind of justifies it. But if we see these cards come cheap, don't be surprised if the other versions kind of drop in price. But if the other versions are expensive, the Team of the Year versions are expensive, then the other versions might rise up. Now guys, I'm not going to go too in depth on Fodder, but I do need to mention it because obviously it's a huge thing when we get all these Team of the Year cards and Team of the Year not many SBCs and stuff like that. Fodder historically has done very well, but this year's a little bit different, so I don't want to base Fodder off of last year because it's so different. But we're seeing cards that are just way too cheap at this point. Like, I'm so serious. We have 84s that are under 2K. I just feel like it's a little bit too cheap. If we go here, check out the cheapest players by rating, and we talked about it a couple days ago. It's so cheap. I don't know if it's gonna stay this cheap. I don't know, just because we're getting so much supply in this game. It's ridiculous. I don't see EA cutting packs out of Team of the Year where Fodder will be required, but I also I don't know. It's a very weird situation for me with as far as Fodder goes. If you guys have to pick up golds though, I think all of them are good pickups. Literally 84 to 86s, these probably are the best cards. Even the 87s and 88s, like, these cards are set under 20k. It's really hard for me to kind of, I don't want to share it with you guys. I don't want to give you this as a tip, but you guys, maybe doing club stock is the best way to go. Literally club stock one of each. That'd probably be my best advice. Is just like, if you guys go all in, you could be holding for a long time. So that's why I'm not going to say go all in. But if you guys do, it really can't hurt, because I think you guys will make coins. Now, for me, guys, if you are going to go all in, maybe look at a card that potentially could get a Team of the Year card, like maybe Trent. I don't even think Trent is good enough this year to get in. You know, look at some of those cards, those fodder cards that maybe could get in Team of the Year, because they'll obviously be out of packs, and therefore their cards will rise because they'll have no supply coming into the game. But again, it's risky because who knows if fodder's really going to move. I'd imagine we're going to get icon packs and stuff for content, but it's just like, I don't know. We're getting a lot of really good SBCs during Winter Wildcard. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of good SBCs during Headliners too. So we haven't seen fodder rise up due to that. I just wonder if it will for this. Now, guys, I also will recommend, and once we get closer, obviously go ahead and pick up gold rares. Now, this one is actually a safer investment than fodder is, because we will be getting upgrades, and with upgrades comes a lot of people spamming packs, and it's Team of the Year, so these cards will get spammed no matter what. A lot of these cards you can pick up very cheap. I'd pick up any of the top leagues, you know, at about discard price. Premier League cards at discard price, League Un ones specifically, and then maybe if you guys want Bundesliga ones as well. But I really would only stick to those leagues. I wouldn't really go dipping into La Liga or Serie A. I don't think there's going to be as much demand because obviously the best players are from the Prem and League Un. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys drop a thumbs up. Check out this video right here for more FIFA 22 tips, and make sure to hit that subscribe button right below it, because we will be going into a more deep dive on more specifics heading into Team of the Year. You don't want to miss it. Until then, guys, Happy New Year's. See you tomorrow. Peace.